Welcome to South TV News. I'm Alicia George. In our top stories, Education Trust Fund solicits public assistance. Another major airline suspends flights to Venezuela. Balkans floods. Appeal for aid as rescue continues. And in sports, Goodwill team dominates Guinea Street football finals. Details of these will follow.
The wheel of change is here at SAT. New and exciting rewards just for you. SAT customers simply pay your bill and get the new Loyalty Plus plan for free. That's 26 channels absolutely free for a limited period. Yes, you heard me, free. And if you do pay your bill, you'll have a chance to win big with SAT TV. Up to $15,000 in prizes are up for grabs. 7-inch tablets, BlackBerry smartphones, food vouchers, and much more. Offer ends July 1st. Get more from SAT TV, the people's choice. SAT terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. Local and visiting dignitaries on Friday, May 16th gathered at the Ross University School of Medicine to welcome a new batch of 249 students to the institution with a white coat ceremony. The event marked the students' transition from the study of preclinical to clinical and is an official welcome to the medical profession. Speaking at the ceremony, Senior Associate Dean at the university, Dr. William Lean Weaver, told the students that there is nothing more essential than good health, as he stressed on the importance of their work as medical students.
We expect you to be doctors from this day on. We expect you to act like doctors, to be professional, to be ethical, to be honest, to be true to your classmates, just as we expect you to be true and honest and to take care of your patients.
Dr. Paula Wales, Senior Associate Dean of Student Affairs, informed the students that the university has one goal in mind: to provide an opportunity for them to execute their dreams of becoming physicians.
Ross University School of Medicine places more graduates in U.S. residency slots than any other medical school in the world. Right? So we're 10,000 strong, and we place more graduates in residency slots than any other school in the world. So the bottom line is we can and do make dreams come true.
According to Wales, the students range from age 19 to 59 with an average GPA of 3.25. Meanwhile, former graduate and keynote speaker Dr. Shea Williams applauded the newcomers for taking the first step by coming to Dominica.
Each and every one of you got on the plane, flew down to Dominica. That shows your character and determination. It doesn't stop there. You got to keep in mind that you're here for one purpose. Now, I'm not saying don't have fun, but make sure that you study hard and find that outlet.
Ross University was established in Dominica in 1978, the same year that Dominica gained independence.
We believe as government and of course the Ministry of Education that every Dominican child must be given the opportunity to succeed.
The Education Trust Fund, ETF, on Monday, May 19th, during a press conference, solicited the assistance of the public to offer contributions to the fund. ETF is an organization established by an Act of Parliament in 1981 that provides assistance to parents and students who are unable to afford basic education needs.
This year, the Education Trust Fund is targeting its regular donors in the private sector and other individuals who have an interest in supporting the efforts of the Trust Fund. You recall in the past we used to do a radiothon, but this year we decided to do something different. And so we have sent solicitation letters to several business concerns with a summary report of the expenses of the fund.
For decades, the fund has assisted students in obtaining textbooks and uniforms, as well as paying transportation and CXC examination fees. With the help of the government, the fund receives an annual subvention of $50,000, as well as funds for private bus drivers, uniform allowance, and school transfer grants. Parents or guardians are encouraged to fill out a form in order to begin the application process.
It's important that you let us know early. So at this point, you don't wait until October, and some people actually wait until November, until the very week when they should be submitting their CXC registration for them to come to the trust fund. Well, you are hearing it now. You need to do it and do it by the end of July.
Speaking at the conference, one of the directors of the fund, David Phillip, noted that education is a corporate responsibility that allows society to work in a synchronized form.
A mind is an awful thing to waste. Nobody knows who's going to be Einstein from Dominica, who's going to discover the cure for cancer. I mean, we have people who are doing cancer research who came out of Dominica right now. And this tells you that it's not about being born, say, in a first world, so-called first world country that gives you that kind of opportunity.
Application forms are available at the Ministry of Education and at village councils and are to be submitted to the Education Trust Fund office on Cornwall Street in Roseau. Deadline for receipt of application is July 31st, 2014.
Let me recognize the presence of the farmers here. Those that have uplifted themselves. Those that have demonstrated that they love agriculture.
On Friday, 16th May, the curtains closed on the first ever Agri-Forest Festival held in Dominica. The event, pronounced successful by Minister for Agriculture and Forestry, Honorable Matthew Walter, concluded with an award ceremony recognizing farmers and individuals for their invaluable contribution to the advancement of the sector. The minister added that participation by youth during the festival was far beyond expectation.
Youth came on their own from all over the country. They came to participate genuinely in the discussion. And I was elated to see that sustained interest in the young people, because I know that we have an aging farmer population.
Recognition and long service awards were given to employees and retirees of the Division of Agriculture and Forestry, along with regional and international awards. A memorial award was received on behalf of Mr. Philip Matthew for over 30 years of exemplary service to the Forestry, Wildlife and Parks Division. Recognition was also paid to students of the Portsmouth Secondary, Clifton Primary and Paybush Primary for their participation in and contribution to the festival. During times of need, we all have to lend a helping hand, and it is no different for gospel singer Dominica Nyan Warrington, who is very ill in Barbados. Warrington needs to travel to the United States for a kidney transplant, as his partially functioning kidneys are failing. Coordinator of Youth on a Mission for God, Ellen Paul, has organized a gospel concert where the proceeds will go towards the very expensive procedure.
We are planning to hold a fundraising concert, and that is in regards to Nyan Warrington. Nyan is the son of a former pastor, Martin Warrington, and Nyan is diagnosed with something called focal segmental glomerulonephritis, and that is a rare kidney condition which attacks the kidneys. And right about now, the doctor report is stating that Nyan's kidney is 10% functional.
Doctors have advised his family that a kidney transplant, which must be carried out in the United States, will cost US $300,000. The concert will take place on Friday, June 27, 2014 at the Hallam Plaza at 7 p.m.
And this concert will host local artists in the name of Johan Henry, Priceless, Solace Bad, Jerry Lloyd, Ebenezer Praise, Vessels of Honor, African Gospel Family, and Hilltop Singers. We are only going to charge $10 fee at the gate, that is for standing, and if you want to be seated, it will be at $15. We are asking everybody to turn out, as this is a wood event. It's going to be a night of praise, worship, exhortation, and we are going to believe God that Nyan's condition will be restored from 10 to 100%.
Paul noted even after being diagnosed with the rare condition, Nyan is in very high spirits and is optimistic that he will be victorious in this battle, with God restoring his health. Warrington first saw worrying signs of his condition in 2011, but it has worsened with time. Gospel artists in Barbados are also hosting various concerts to help Nyan. When we return, more stories.
The wheel of change is here at SAT. New and exciting rewards just for you. SAT customers simply pay your bill and get the new Loyalty Plus plan for free. That's 26 channels absolutely free for a limited period. Yes, you heard me, free. And if you do pay your bill, you'll have a chance to win big with SAT TV. Up to $15,000 in prizes are up for grabs. 7-inch tablets, BlackBerry smartphones, food vouchers, and much, much more. Offer ends July 1st. Get more from SAT TV, the people's choice. SAT terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. The Discover Dominica Authority, DDA, has made yet another step towards the target of attracting 90,000 stayover visitors to Dominica by the year 2015. By promoting Dominica's Waitukubuli National Trail, the only long-distance trail in the Caribbean, the DDA has managed to grab the attention of several international and regional media agencies like Trinidad's Newsday. The 20-year-old newspaper recently published an article on Dominica's Nature Island Challenge, which strategically explores segments of the Waitukubuli National Trail and described it as one of the toughest endurance events in the Caribbean. The newspaper, with head offices in Port of Spain, currently has the second largest readership in Trinidad with 36% of the market. Meanwhile, Dominica hosted the first ever Caribbean Trail Run from May 5th to 12th, 2014, where hikers from France, Holland, Switzerland, Germany, the French West Indies and Guyana ran several segments of the Waitukubuli National Trail, hiked the Boiling Lake and enjoyed other activities. The main organizer, Christophe Lusson, expressed that everything went well and that the event is a good vehicle to develop the national trail and make it known. All the hikers were very happy to discover this beautiful island and would like to return with their families, he added. 12 Dominicans are now better equipped in the art of hip-hop dance as they benefited from a workshop organized by the Alliance Française de la Dominique on Saturday, May 17, 2014. Alliance Française Director Stanislas René noted the workshop was taught by David Milon from MD Company based in Martinique, who has been excelling in the art form for a very long time.
David has been practicing and teaching hip-hop since the early 80s, and he's back in Martinique since 95. Actually, he's originally from Lyon in France, and he created a company called MD Company.
The young persons who attended the workshop varied in age for the sessions held at the Old Mill Cultural Center's dance studio in Canefield. He noted previous workshops were also held with local group B3, who has been doing very well in the area of breakdancing.
It's all about a change in culture, share the passion of hip-hop, and initiate some new moves to the students and so.
Stanislas explained that this Dominica workshop was part of Milon's Caribbean tour, which included St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Kitts and Grenada.
I would say that hip-hop dance and hip-hop in general is not really a part of the Dominican culture, but there's we have several young guys, like I was saying, who are really living their passion into hip-hop and who are considered hip-hop members. They do breakdancing, and so I was talking about B3 Company, and I heard also back in the days in St. Joseph there was a lot of breakdancers. So on the other hand, it's also kind of a part of the culture, but in France it's a part of the culture, and this is good also to have David from Martinique sharing his experience.
He added, as part of David Milon's dance project, they will be looking to incorporate Dominica's local dancers to showcase their talent on an international scale. The Alliance Française director noted they will be hosting more hip-hop dance workshops in the future. The youth arm of the United Workers' Party has organized a national youth rally dubbed Youth in It Too, where young persons across Dominica are invited to express their views on the developmental, social, economical, and political issues affecting youth in Dominica. According to UWP Youth Arm President Anwar Cadet, the event, catered for St. Joseph on Sunday, May 25th at 3 p.m., will offer young persons a platform to voice their perspective as to what kind of Dominica they would like to see.
Most of the young people that we have encountered with have stated that they want to play a part in the political change in reference to the evolution of Dominica. So this rally is going to be a speaking out rally for the young people, because a lot of the young people have already stated that some of what is going on in terms of change, in terms of development, even in terms of how the current government is responding to the country's development, they are not satisfied with it, so they want a chance for they themselves to speak out. So
the group feels that all youth are impacted by government's policies and actions, and that they are too often stereotyped as a want-it-now generation. Cadet says the idea of a rally organized by youth and for youth was presented to the management committee of the UWP team Dominica, who accepted the idea and gave the go-ahead.
As you will be hearing from the political leader, Mr. Leonard Clinton, for sure, we're in St. Joseph. So we must allow, and it's a factual, that the lady from St. Joseph, Miss Mona Williams, will be speaking definitely. We have Mr. Ronald Charles from the Valley, who definitely will be speaking, one of our speakers. Mr. Sanford will be speaking as well. And from Roseau Central, Mr. Joseph Isaac, will be speaking as well.
Each constituency has a dedicated youth arm responsible for engaging young persons in governmental matters and forming a greater relationship between youth and the political leaders. All youth are invited to attend the rally. With growing competition from other tourism destinations, the Discover Dominica Authority, DDA, has recognized the need to strengthen the skills and knowledge of tourism personnel, and as a result, the DDA is placing more focus on training the various sectors within the tourism industry during the 2014 Tourism Awareness Month. A series of one-day seminars targeting taxi service providers, tour guides, craft and souvenir vendors, hoteliers and bartenders has been organized. These sessions will seek to refresh tourism service providers on the key components of the tourism product and the delivery of quality service, in addition to sessions on topics including Spanish, tour planning and operations, customer service management, stall decor, marketing techniques, and social media magic for small hotels. A training session was held on May 7th, which targeted 25 taxi service providers and drivers, focusing on customer relations, tour pricing, principles of tour planning, and itinerary planning. It was designed to develop an understanding of the creation of tour itineraries, effective costing of tours, and principles of customer relations. A May 12 to 16 training focused on strengthening the Spanish conversational skills of tour guides, which was facilitated through a bilateral cooperation agreement between Dominica and Argentina. It is expected to impact the interaction between tour guides and Spanish visitors on island. On May 21st, training will target 25 craft and souvenir vendors to refresh the vendors in the key areas of customer relations and stall displays. To date, approximately 65 tour guides and taxi service providers have benefited from the seminars. The weekly training will end on Wednesday, June 4, 2014. This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights.
The wheel of change is here at SAT. New and exciting rewards just for you. SAT customers, simply pay your bill and get the new Loyalty Plus plan for free. That's 26 channels absolutely free for a limited period. Yes, you heard me, free. And if you do pay your bill, you'll have a chance to win big with SAT TV. Up to $15,000 in prizes are up for grabs. 7-inch tablets, BlackBerry smartphones, food vouchers, and much, much more. Offer ends July 1st. Get more from SAT TV, the people's choice. SAT terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. In our top regional stories, Italian airline Alitalia has announced that it is suspending all flights to Venezuela due to the ongoing critical currency situation in the country, which is no longer economically sustainable. The decision by Alitalia follows a similar suspension in late March of all flights to Venezuela by Air Canada. The latest pullout follows Venezuela's failure to honor a commitment made in March to permit the repatriation of $30.9 billion of airline funds at fair exchange rates. The funds are from sales of airline tickets in Venezuela and are being held in contravention of international treaties. In more regional stories, a delegation from Cluster GAD Carib from May 11th to the 14th gathered in Miami, Florida for the 13th Caribbean Shipping Association Conference with a focus to integrate the French Antilles and the Caribbean Shipping Association CSA in the upcoming months. GAD Caribbean is encouraging regional public and private sector members to join the cluster to create, design and share future solutions that benefit the sustainable development of the transport and logistics industry in the region. This regional network hopes to boost growth by capitalizing on the increased passenger and freight traffic resulting from the major expansion of the Panama Canal in 2015. And on the international scene, Serbia and Bosnia have called for international help to rescue people from flooded areas after the worst flooding since modern records began. Waters are now beginning to recede, but officials say dangers remain. They say that the threat of landslides is an ever-present problem, as are the difficulties caused by unexploded landmines in Bosnia and river surges. Tens of thousands of people have fled their homes. Sports is next with Larry, so stay tuned.
The wheel of change is here at SAT. New and exciting rewards just for you. SAT customers simply pay your bill and get the new Loyalty Plus plan for free. That's 26 channels absolutely free for a limited period. Yes, you heard me, free. And if you do pay your bill, you'll have a chance to win big with SAT TV. Up to $15,000 in prizes are up for grabs. 7-inch tablets, BlackBerry smartphones, food vouchers, and much, much more. Offer ends July 1st. Get more from SAT TV, the people's choice. SAT terms and conditions apply.